Welcome to Subramani. Today I'm going to do a topic which is not very much what older people are going to like, but well, I have done it, so here it is. The topic is the lies we tell our children. So the first important lie is we say that older people know what's happening, what is good for them, and therefore they are in charge. This is the biggest piece of bullshit that you can serve, because if we knew what was good for us, we wouldn't have made the country or the world such a messy place. We wouldn't have fed plastic to the whales and the dolphins. We wouldn't have ruined our forests and our mountains. We've done a horrible job of looking after the environment simply because we thought, oh, it's not going to matter because we will be dead by the time the shit hits the roof. Shit has already hit the roof and we have done nothing about it. So I don't think older people know what they are supposed to do. We keep changing our mind every 10 years, and so will our kids. Right, so first that, then we tell them people in power know what is good for us and therefore they work in our interest. Another piece of nonsense. They also don't know, they are also confused. I've seen as many confused 55-year-olds as I see confused 18-year-olds. So don't get into the belief that because people are older, they know what they're doing, they're supposed to know what they're doing. Nice thought to believe, but not true at all. As we are in charge, it means we are done well in life. No, not true at all. We have just reached somewhere and we feel, this is where we wanted to reach. It's like we got out on the journey, we reached the place, and then we drew the map and said, this is exactly where I knew I would reach. We didn't know. We reached there, and thanks to inflation, we created some assets, and now we are feeling thrilled that we have reached, and we say, oh, you kids have no ambition, you're not hardworking. We give them enough gyan on all this, but it is ultimately wrong, right? In fact, you have to keep telling your children, make sure that your bullshit detector is never switched off. They will be served with so much bullshit in their life about investing, about eating, about corona, that they have to keep the bullshit detector on so that they know when somebody is talking nonsense. All my gyan on corona I get from two friends who are at the forefront in handling it, and they have told me the simplest things. Keep your mask on, wash your hands, and that's about it. Nothing really much to do, right? All this CADA and all, if you feel good, do it, but it's not going to help anyway. So another piece of nonsense is we have done all this because of planning and strategy. Not true. We were lucky that for long parts of our life, our economy grew at 8%, which means anybody who bought anything in that period, price has gone up. If you were lucky, you bought the correct shares. That's about it. But anybody who bought property also, prices have gone up. The property which I bought 5 years ago has not moved an inch. Right? Today, if I were to sell it, I would sell it at the same price at which I bought it. Now, that's not something to be proud about, right? My R in the compounding formula just can't be at zero for too long, but that's where it is, right? So real estate is not appreciated, but I bought it. I'm staying there, so I'm not cribbing, but I'm saying that we know everything. No, we didn't know everything. Stop letting them believe that all the education happens in college and school. It doesn't. In fact, that's where it is. They try to put it into a box and give it to them, and it doesn't work. All the learning has to happen outside the school and college. It happens in real life. So the best thing you can teach your children is to maintain a diary and write down what they think they learnt, right? Rather than pretend that all their learning is completed because they got the degree. That's not true. 2-3 things which are very important for them to learn is the investment process, the power of compounding, and the ability to read labels in departmental stores or the DMarts and Jio stores of the world, because if their bullshit detector is on and they read labels, they're very likely that they will not buy almost any of that stuff which is sold to them. They will understand the value of buying fresh vegetables and eating rather than buying those packaged nonsense which we call food. And remember, if they are eating junk, remember who is making it. It is our generation which is making it. The 18-year-olds are not making it. The 55-year-olds are making it for the 18-year-old and saying, oh, 18-year-olds are eating junk. 18-year-olds are eating junk and drinking junk made by the 55-year-olds who have no conscience. They will make all this stuff and serve it to the whole world. They may not serve it to their own children. So that's the level of ESG that we have in our own life. So stop pretending that we have ESG. We don't. We also try to tell them, especially for families which have got a lot of faith in God, that there is only one road which leads to God. Not true. All roads lead to God if you're correct in your actions. So Yeah, then another piece of bullshit is the more you study, the more you will earn. Not true at all. That could be a very smart taxi driver who could have collected 20 olas by the time he's 35, and when a brain surgeon starts working, right? So power of compounding works better for the driver who starts at 18 than for the doctor at 35. However, the doctor will earn huge sums of money from the age of 35, but if he does not keep his BS detector on, he might just lose it while investing. So that risk is there. So he will earn well, he will save well, but he may invest badly. So remember all these things. When so higher, more the effort to get a degree or better the degree does not mean he'll make more money. You need a degree, you need good communication skills, you need the right environment, you should be in the right city, you should have the right attitude. All that is important and have to be in place for you to really earn well. And of course there is luck. We underplay the role of luck, like Taleb says. So kids need to know that they need to learn to behave well, be well with strangers. Don't assume anything. Whatever you've got, don't take it for granted that you will have it for the rest of your life. There could be dramatic changes in life because of which you may lose everything and you may have to retool and regroup again. You ask people who have suffered in partition, you see families which have been wiped out in COVID, you see all this happening, then you realize that it's just luck that you're alive and kicking, and somebody else is not alive, right? It is just luck. So remember, don't underplay the role of luck. A lot of what you get and a lot of what I have got is sheer luck, right? Another bullshit is rich people are satisfied and happy. Completely wrong. Anybody who has something is yearning for something else. So somebody who has health is earning for money. Somebody who's got money is perhaps earning for health. So don't get into believing that something is working great for one guy. You do not know the full 360-degree view of his life, right? Better the student, better the marks, true. But better the marks, better the success in life, not true. Life success is a function of very many things, including luck, or being at the right time at the right place. That is also important, right? Your life does not depend on the marks that you get, though when you get good marks, the person who wants to employ you looks at you and say, oh, this kid is very focused, he's got good marks. Right now his focus was to get marks, he's got marks. So I would look at it as a kid who has set goals and achieved it, rather than got the best marks and therefore knows the subject. I would rather have to, anyway I guess I have to teach. So I'll accept the fact that if I get a fresh kid, I will have to teach, and that's fine by me, right? Some of these lies which we tell the kids are dangerous too. Like, children should not think that I'm a chartered accountant, I need not know anything in drawing or photography or things like that. That's not true. All your creative juices can be put even into your financial planning job, can be put into your strategic thinking job. So just imagine, just remember that the clients, that the kids need a lot of skills other than the main skill. So reading books on art, on calligraphy, on philosophy, on physiology, on zoology, on everything. When you read, you become a better investor, and you have to be an investor for life. The minute you pass your job, or rather you pass your exams and get a job, first thing would be to learn investing, right? So do those kind of things. And also remember, feedback from school is not to be, don't fret and fume over feedback from school. If your kid is not talkative, noisy and boisterous, he can't make a good lawyer or a salesperson, right? So remember that sources of information have changed. All that you say will be checked for veracity, and kids will trust you and judge you much later based on how much of truth you told them and how much of it was bullshit, right? So stop bullshitting. Thank you.